Hello, dear subscribers and guests of the channel. Mercury is the closest to our Sun and currently the smallest planet. The title of the smallest was taken away from Pluto in 2006. Despite its relative proximity to Earth, Mercury has been studied rather poorly. The proximity to our star is to blame for everything. It is very difficult to fly to Mercury. During the flight, you need to slow down the device so that it enters a highly elliptical orbit, then give an impulse to enter the orbit of the planet. Given the weak gravity of Mercury, such maneuvers require a lot of fuel. Nevertheless, the Americans managed to send research vehicles to Mercury twice. The first Mariner 10 mission flew past the planet several times in 1974-1975. Thanks to it, we received hundreds of interesting photographs of the surface. It turned out that Mercury is very similar to our nearest neighbor, the Moon. Its surface is also dotted with craters. There are differences on Mercury. There are escarpments. These are jagged slopes stretching for hundreds of kilometers. The main hypothesis of their occurrence is the compression of the surface during the cooling of the planet. The second visit to Mercury took place in 2011. The American Messenger spacecraft operated in orbit until 2014, having already provided specialists with more than 200,000 images of the surface. The images revealed incomprehensible spots of dark matter scattered heavily on the surface, which scientists still do not understand exactly what it is. However, it is not only space flights that help us understand the mysteries of space. Mercury is the second densest planet after Earth, with a huge metallic core about 3,600 to 3,800 kilometers wide, or about 75% of the planet's diameter. By comparison, Mercury's outer shell is only 500 to 600 kilometers thick. The combination of its massive core and its composition, which includes an abundance of volatile elements, has puzzled scientists for years. Because the planet is so close to the Sun, Mercury's surface temperature can reach a scorching 50 C. However, since there is not much real atmosphere in this world to trap heat, the temperature can drop to -170 C at night, with temperature fluctuations of over 60 C, the largest in the solar system. A study of the rocks on Mercury's surface in 2016 showed that the planet can still rumble with earthquakes. In addition, Mercury's surface has been constantly changing in the past as a result of volcanic activity. However, another 2016 study found that Mercury's volcanic eruptions probably ended about 3.5 billion years ago. The features of Mercury's surface can generally be divided into two groups. One consists of older material that melted at higher pressures at the core mantle boundary, and the other consists of newer material that formed closer to Mercury's surface. A completely unexpected discovery made by Mariner 10 was that Mercury has a magnetic field. Theoretically, planets generate magnetic fields only if they rotate rapidly and have a molten core. But Mercury takes 59 days to rotate, and it's so small that its core should have cooled down long ago. Messenger's observations have shown that the planet's magnetic field is about 3 times stronger in the northern hemisphere than in the southern hemisphere. It is assumed that Mercury's iron core can transform from liquid to solid at the outer boundary of the core, rather than on the inner. Although Mercury's magnetic field is only 1% of Earth's strength, it is very active. The magnetic field in the solar wind, charged particles emanating from the Sun, periodically come into contact with Mercury's field, creating powerful magnetic tornadoes that direct the fast hot plasma of the solar wind down to the surface of the planet. Instead of a dense atmosphere, Mercury has an ultra-thin exosphere consisting of atoms ejected from its surface by solar radiation, solar wind, and micrometeoroid impacts. Mercury's atmosphere is a surface exosphere, essentially a vacuum. According to NASA, it contains 42% oxygen, 29% sodium, 22% hydrogen, 6% helium, 0.5% potassium, with possible trace amounts of argon, carbon dioxide, water, nitrogen, xenon, krypton and neon. Mercury orbits the Sun every 88 Earth days, faster than any other planet. Its oval orbit is very elliptical. Oddly enough, because of Mercury's highly elliptical orbit and the 59 Earth days or so it takes to rotate on its axis, when on the scorching surface of the planet, the Sun appears to rise briefly, set, and rise again before heading west across the sky. At sunset, the Sun seems to set, rise briefly, and then set again. Scientists guessed that the first planet from the Sun had a tail back in the 80s of the last century, but they saw it only in 2001. The Messenger spacecraft NASA's Mercury surface, space environment, geochemistry, and ranging confirmed that the tail actually exists and is not imagined, having appeared near Mercury in 2008. According to scientists, the formation of Mercury's tail is similar to the mechanism of tail formation in comets. The thin and weak atmosphere of the smallest planet in the solar system, consisting of helium, sodium, hydrogen, potassium and oxygen, is exposed to the solar wind, which blows away atoms of chemical elements, forming a sodium tail. The tail was discovered in 2001, and no more than 20 photos of it have been taken in the world. The tail, as it has now become clear, is also formed under the pressure of the solar wind, which creates a so-called exosphere of hydrogen, sodium and calcium. The stronger the solar wind, the longer and thicker the tail. And the wind is getting stronger because the Sun is becoming more restless. It is entering another cycle of its activity. Hopefully, then we will learn more facts about Mercury and the nearest space will have a little less mysteries. Watch my channel and subscribe. You will learn a lot of new and interesting things. Click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos on the channel.